Hello, everybody. So I have what's the word? Done this video 3 times, and I have to pee right now. Why did I just say that? That's how distracted I am. I am. So I wanted to state that I got cause I made this video 3 times. So I kind of have to pee and do this, and it's like so I want to do my own things, and then this video already. No. So I think this video is important. I'm like as I made I'll keep correcting the video, and making it again and again. I realized that I think it's important to make this video because a lot of times we don't hear, the effort we put in someone or how we help someone and we don't get a thank you or we just don't realize it ourselves that we're helping people and it means a lot. So I think, because a lot of times, a lot of people do put themselves in a negative state of mind, like I'm not helping enough or I'm not helping enough or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I wanted to state that I realized that I got credit for helping like my classmates. Um, I got credit that I didn't even realize that I was gonna get, or I didn't visualize me myself as like go helping. I was like, wow. So um, I was happy. I was like, wow, I'm actually helping people. I'm helping, and then it kind of made me feel good because it's like, wow, people like appreciate that I helped them, and they also give me credit, even though they don't have to, and even though they don't. I mean, some of them have said it. Most some do say it, like, "Oh, thank you for helping me," and like, I wouldn't know what to do without you, and blah blah. And and I posted this on Facebook yesterday, so I was like, have I talked about this on one of my videos? I don't know if I have or not. So if I'm making this video all over again, but making it more longer, I guess that's fine, or whatever. If I'm repetitive, that's fine, and if you don't like it, that's fine. And I just wanted to state because it's important. I like that message I'm gonna give. So this message of this video, I guess that's my point. So so that was yesterday, and the before that, before I got all the credit and whatever, like the day before that, we got in groups, and then we were pre-reviewing, correcting our peers' essays. So I was like telling everyone, okay, you don't really have a thesis, but let's work on it. And then like, okay, this and that. Okay, you could get a quote from here. Oh, this is perfect here. This goes this and that. So I didn't want to focus on one person because I feel like if I don't know how to work on something properly, then I'm just gonna just tell you wrong, and then I tell you like I don't know wrong, but I don't know how to correct it, or oh, this code goes here perfect from what I read, from what I'm interpreting, and like let's come up with an argument and blah blah, and or like what do you think about this and so on, and then yeah, like how because sometimes like it's hard, like if we're thinking about a topic like I want to talk about these three things, but I want to combine them. Like, okay, then you want to talk about how this is important for this, and then yeah. So that was that, and then on Thursday, which was yesterday. Today's Friday, no? Oh no, yesterday was Friday. I mean on Thursday, because today's Saturday. Yeah, I'm like kind of confused now. My days. I've been like relaxing, I guess. I don't know or something. I don't know. But they gave me credit. My classmates, they're like the professor was coming like that way. She was that way, helping other students, and then when she came to like the person in front of me, and then myself and the person in back of me, and blah blah. Blah. So I overheard like the person in front of me say, that I helped them. Well, first they introduced me, like, oh, blah blah, helped me with this and that. Like I didn't pay attention with what exactly I helped, but all I know is that I got credit for helping, and I was like, okay, like I don't know. I felt kind of embarrassed too. Like I don't want the professor to think like, oh, okay, so I'm helping them, but like you're not coming to me for help when I'm the professional, not me, right? So I was like kind of embarrassed towards that. I'm like, I don't know, I don't want the professor to think that. like be in a negative way. Well, I think I thought that like when it came to the second person, I don't know, because the first person, I was just thinking like, wow, I'm getting credit for like helping or something. Like I was like, what? I was thinking to myself like, huh? And then I got help. I'm like, Professor, I'm kind of stuck with this. Like my argument is about what parenting style is the best, and then um I feel like being an authoritative parent is like the best out of everything. There's support, and then there's support in there, and then also there's demands, and there's boundaries and limits in there versus being an authoritarian parent where it's what I say is what you do. Always about the parent, never on the child. So I think authoritative parenting is more focused on the child with some. Well, it's focused on children, like it's children center. So because the demands like are on the child and the support is there from the parents, even though they're still, you need to set limits, but at the same time, blah blah blah. So then the next person behind me, the person that goes to them, and then they're talking about like I was having difficulty with this and that, and they mentioned my name, like help me like kind of go to this direction or something that like I don't remember sure, but I was like what? I'm getting credit for this too. I was like what? Like I'm with helping them, like not do their work. Like have never done their work because I know like they're the one that comes up with ideas. They're the ones that have written the essays. Based on what I read, I'm like okay, you didn't even come up with an argument. Like one of my classmates, I told him like no, you did your essays wrong. You're supposed to choose a side. You cannot say I feel that this parenting is good and then that parenting is not good or blah blah. Like you have to choose a side unless you're doing a counter argument. Yeah, when your counter argument, that's when you go against your thesis or your argument. So like, but don't you can't choose two sides and then argue about them. You have to choose one side and then support it and then blah blah. So you know, I like helping my classmates. I don't know, I feel good, because I get stuck a lot, and then like my classmate tells me like I like this one-on-one talk because I get ideas from you and you get ideas from me. I'm like yeah, you help me because in a way you're kind of doing it for me, and you're like taking the words out of my mouth that I want to say but I cannot say because it's so overwhelmed with so many thoughts. So like that's how we help each other because like you know we all have so many thoughts. Like I'll talk about this and that, but then when you talk about okay, you want to talk about this topic, going towards this, it's like yeah, you kind of give them the idea. So yeah, I don't know, because there's this, like when it comes to psychology, it's very difficult to do the are you doing it for them? Are you teaching them? Are you helping them? Is there value in that? And to me, that's important. So that's what I've been learning in psychology. Like, what am I doing? And then sometimes I don't know. I feel like when it comes to helping them, I'm not doing it for them. I'm giving them ideas and then giving them support. And then I do give them I do write. However, I do write like for example, we're writing a thesis. I'm like, you don't have a thesis, but I think this is what you're trying to state. And then like just correct my thesis from what I interpreted, and then you do your own thesis. So I don't know what that insinuates because I don't know, like that's kind of complicated. Like how do you help someone like that? Like when you're editing their paper, does that make sense? Like how do you help someone? Like do you just say no, give questions? Like that's what you're supposed to do. But then if they don't know how to write a thesis, and you give them an example of how to write a thesis, and I think that's different. Like if I teach you how to write a thesis based on what you're writing, I think you're able to come up with a good idea. I think that's my opinion because if I tell you, like, if my question is about arguing about parenting styles, then I'm just gonna say parenting styles are not a good idea. and then you could say parents play stars are a good idea, but then like that's not. See, it's hard to come up with arguments, so that's why you kind of base it off their information, try to help them. I don't know. 'Cause I don't know. Maybe people see like I'm doing it for them instead of helping them. I don't know. That's what I'm still trying to figure out in that aspect. Like when I help them with a thesis, is it? I mean, they don't go. They don't go based off my thesis. They don't go them. I think I don't know, but that's just my